Hey guys, Moneyman300 back for some more Project Cars videos and coming up with my first tuning video here. This is going to be the Renault Clio Cup. And this is for the, there is a community event. I don't know if you call it community event, but anyway, where you go over and you can post your times in there. And I did this one specifically, this tune is specifically for that. It's tuned on Brands Hatch Indy, which is where that is. So you'll be able to run it there, and it really does improve from out of the box. I dropped my lap times easily a couple of seconds just based on that. So what I'm going to do here is we're just going to take a couple of laps around here and just give you a little bit of my perspective. So, you know, tires, I don't know, I'm about 6 laps in. I've been messing around. You'll see a series of videos here that all seem to have the same car, and I've just been kind of using this one to do some demonstrations just because it just happened to be the track that I was on there. Probably should have taken that down to 3rd gear, but 4th will work. But, I mean, if you go out and drive this untuned, and especially if you don't have your control scheme right, you guys know that this is not a dream to drive, right? This car can be a little bit unwieldy. Do that turn just a little. And this is, but it's really stable right now. There are not tons of adjustments on here. You can't adjust everything on this car, actually, but enough that it makes a difference. See if we can get a good lap in on the next one here. This one's not particularly good, but you know, it's manageable around the track here. Ooh, we'll hook up there. We get one more lap in here. Then we get down to like the 52s. A little wild there. Handles nicely over the strips, no issues there. It's kind of a key part to the track right there. I didn't want to have to let off, but I was just pushing it a little bit much. I'm going to go off the track, and I was a second faster going into that. I give you some. You can also take a few tips into your. If you want to go run the community event. This is just in the practice session right here. Couldn't quite hang on to that. And I'll give you a couple of settings on here. There is, you know, it will potentially understeer a little. And there's a couple things you can do. If you want to eliminate that, I don't mind it too much. And actually, for a front-wheel drive car, it's not bad at all. If you get into any kind of spin or not, this works really well in this game, more so than it did in Forza. Just hammer the throttle. So like right there, just a little understeer coming out of that. Oh, I did it again. Not much of a demonstration to show you guys how good this car is working, but that's more me than anything else. And I'm really pushing it on there. You want to be able to hold full throttle 5th gear all the way up and through there, but you got to get your turn-in point just right. We'll give it one more little run here. A little better there. I'll take this all the way down into 2nd this time. I haven't quite figured out. I kind of feel like I'm in between gears right there. I did not mess with the gear ratios all. That's probably a point where you might be able to tune this a little bit more. I think I'm slower overall now. Probably should have held the throttle there. I didn't know if I could. Probably would have been pretty good if I did. Well, if nothing else, it's a clean lap. It's in the 53s, which is okay. That's not terrible. High 53s. You'll see, I think top 100 on this is in the 51s. Yeah, you can get down in there, run in there. And I say top 100 in this event. I didn't go look all the way down. Maybe it's in the 52s. But overall, it makes it quite a bit better here. I was just going to return to the pit box. Could I do that? I think I have to hit, what if I hit restart session? Does that do it? Yeah. Nope, that didn't do it either. All right, so we'll just exit. Yes, I want to quit this session. Let me get out of this session here so that I can show you guys the tune. Still kind of working on how I'm going to do these things. Probably should have just done this in solo. I think I was actually in the community event itself. So let me go back out here. And that's all it is. It's the community event for this one's just running laps on there. Oh, please don't lock up. Don't do it. I've had it lock up here once or twice. Oh, I didn't do it. Whew. I can do an X. Is X to find me? Can I find me? Let's see if it'll find me. There I am. So that's not very good yet. Got some work to do, but that was just messing around a couple laps on there. That's not indicative of the tune at all. So let's pop over here into our garage and let's take a look at our setup. I'll show you the changes that I made and what I did. So I lowered the front tire pressure, being under front wheel drive. Just take that down just a little bit just to get a little more traction in the front. And that's the only thing that I changed here. I may have bumped this brake pressure up to 100%, personal preference. I don't remember. It was at 100% when I started messing with it, but it could have been because I already did that. So I did take the brake pressure up to 100%. That's just as I like to run as much as I possibly can on there. That's going to be a feel thing for you on that one. Next one over, there is no aerodynamics and chassis that you can do on this one. And then the steering ratio, I did speed that up just a little bit, took that to 12.41. I think I could go down a little bit more on this. I think getting down in 11-ish range might even be better there. And then I left the camber alone, quite a bit of camber already in there, and I did not mess with the toe or any of those yet. So I kind of left those alone until I start to get a better feel for the types of adjustments and what that can do. So I did not change those, but I did change this to 12.4 to 1 on the steering ratio. Next one, front sway bar, I dropped that down to 37 on the front, and I left the rear at 30, so I softened it just a touch. Again, being a front-wheel drive car, it just a touch understeering, and I might even be able to go one more, but you got to be careful because you could lose some stability there and cause the wheels to come up off the ground when you turn if you do too much there. So there's that, and I did not change any of the damping tuning. You know, I still got to get a handle a little bit better on that. This is where I did make changes though. Drop that limited. This really helps in your first couple of laps, especially when you're warming up the tires. Drop that limited slip acceleration lock down to 85% and raise your limited slip deceleration. I went all the way up to 45%. That was just so it was much more stable under deceleration and under acceleration. It made it way better. So that was probably the biggest difference. If you don't do anything else on this, I think these two settings alone are really going to help you. And there is one more setting. I did not mess with the preload in there. I did not, like I said, change the gearing. So definitely you could play around with the gearing. That's a little bit more track specific. And then fuel, obviously, but I bumped my brake mapping up to 7. So what that does is that's kind of a computer controlled setting that uses throttle to keep rear stability. So, and that's when you're in heavy braking. So this course has some just kind of strange brake points where you have to trail brake quite a bit. That first turn, and then you come around, and then when you're coming back down the hill, and then when you're coming back up the hill, they're all kind of these elevation kind of underspeed turning type brake points. So bumping this brake mapping up, I felt like did. Now, if you're getting understeered, this is probably something where you could back this back out to 5 or even 4. I think the default was 4. It's either 4, 5, or 7. There's not a whole lot of options there. I went to 7 on it, and I thought it felt good. It felt really stable. So, but if you are getting a little bit of oversteer, you could bump this down, 4 or 5 somewhere in there, and I think that'll still be pretty good there. So, and I think that's it. So that is the last of them. So that is. In a tire compound, it says automatic by weather. Definitely, this is something I'll start to play around with a little bit more. Especially when you know if you got a specific weather and you may want to get a specific tire in there. But right now, just going with the automatics until we start to learn a little bit more about the game and some of the nuances. So anyways, I'm going to end it with that. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. Later.